This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore has been in office for 2 weeks, and tonight we're learning more about how he's already rebuilding the office. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. Gore was appointed by the governor after the resignation of Kim Gardner, who held the office for 6 years. Our Christine Byers has been following all the developments. Christine.
Mike and Ann, Gabe Gore is 2 weeks into his reign as the city's top prosecutor, and he's already asking for a raise for his employees, that is, and the ones that he's trying to recruit. Within the past hour, his office confirmed he's already hired 10 new attorneys. 4 of them are on loan from neighboring prosecutors' offices. He's also seen his first murder conviction, as well as the first murder case his office has had to dismiss. Zachary Linares worked with Carl Netter for 3 summers at a moving company.
He'd always have this like silver necklace on with these sunglasses, and he had these big pearly white teeth, and he had an awesome smile.
In July of 2020, Netter was at a neighborhood barbecue at the Bikers Corner bar when Kenneth Brock walked in with a gun. He was told to put his gun away, and an argument began. From what Linares was told, his friend was doing what he did best, trying to keep the peace.
And in the process of trying to like de-escalate this conflict, the guy pulled a gun on him and shot him.
Brock was convicted of Netter's murder, the first murder conviction for St. Louis Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore's administration. His top priority has been hiring staff, and now there's a bill Board of Aldermen President Megan Green is sponsoring to boost salaries for mid to upper level employees, which include attorneys.
I think people are, with this first conviction in his office, is that like city leaders and officials are starting to say like, hey, this is unacceptable, and we don't want people who kill other human beings.
The bill would also let Gore add another 10% increase onto the maximum salary and pay attorneys overtime, something they'll likely have to do given how short-staffed the office is following Kim Gardner's abrupt resignation. The pay bill passed out of a committee today and has a few more hearings before it goes to the mayor for final approval. Linaire, who lives in Kansas City, says he's just glad to see someone held accountable for his friend's murder after so many years.
It took 3 years for really anything substantial to happen with this case. And it gives me some degree of closure to know that like the person who shot and killed Carl, is not in a position to ever do that again to somebody else.
Now, even though one family has seen justice, another family will have to wait longer. Gore's office dismissed murder charges against a man accused of burning his victim's body in an alley in 2020. And he dismissed that case because, quote, the state's essential witness is unable to be located according to court documents. We are still awaiting comment from Gore's office in response to that case. Mike and Ann?
Christine, thanks. Well, we're just over a year away from the U.S. Olympic gymnastics trials, but despite a record-setting event in 2021, the event will not be hosted here in St. Louis. 5 on your side's Holden Kerwicki spent the day looking into the reasons why the event is headed to Minneapolis, and as we know, Holden, it would be actually highly unusual if the event was back in St. Louis again next year.
That's exactly right, Mike. After speaking with multiple people in the gymnastics world today, they told me that part of the draw to Minneapolis is that it's the home of Suni Lee, who was a standout during the Beijing Olympic Games. However, many of the experts that I spoke with said the move has more to do with growing the sport than it does with the city of St. Louis.
Since 1987, Scott Cusimano has coached some of the St. Louis area's top gymnasts.
We've had a few elites through the years, but we've had a couple of national champions. We had kids win events at nationals. We had kids win the all-around at level 10.
He's never coached an Olympian.
The Olympic program is a different animal.
However, his students all got the Olympic treatment when the 2021 Olympic trials were held at the Dome.
So our program was very involved. We got to our kids got to be volunteers, and you got to see the Olympians firsthand, very up close and personal. They are so thrilled because all of them, it's their heroes, We
sold 65,000 tickets, set the record for the all session and set the record for the single session on Sunday night with over 20,000 people, close to 21,000 people on NBC TV. St. Louis showed real well.
The city may have shown well, but that's not stopping the Olympic Committee from moving the event to Minneapolis in 2024.
Of course, we're a little disappointed that USA Gymnastics took it to Minneapolis, but hey, it's all good. I mean, you know, it's not St. Louis losing out. We had our turn.
We've had the event 4 times since 2000.
Well, some have speculated that downtown crime drove away USA Gymnastics. Chris Roseman with the St. Louis Sports Commission says that's not the case.
They like to mix it up.
With that in mind, Roseman says the city is already working on bids for future events.
USA Gymnastics has given us plenty of reason to believe that they love having events here.
You've got a lot of great venues across the country. Competition's tough, and you know, like I said, we'll have our hat in for next time.
Despite missing out on the Olympic trials, Roseman told me the St. Louis area already has a strong sports calendar for 2024, with the Mizzou and the Lou series kicking off and NCAA hockey regionals at Centene. The city will also be home to the 2025 Frozen Four and the NCAA basketball tournament in 2026.
Community members are trying to raise money to rebuild an art space in Soulard that was recently destroyed by fire. The space is an old church that's been repurposed into a safe haven for artists. Our Justina Coronel joins us live from the Lucas Schoolhouse in Soulard.
Yeah, and so the St. Louis Fire Department doesn't know what caused this fire, but the owner tells me there's a lot of damage left behind, and now he's hoping to restore this space. Sculpting stones into statues, Abraham Moeller chisels away at his latest project. He's used to turning nothing into something, making art come to life.
The work that I hope to do, I hope will begin to show the human in a more beautiful light.
He has an eye for this type of work, and his sights have been set on this former abandoned church in Soulard for some time.
I'm drawn to the architecture of the space. I've always loved this building and these two buildings in this corner, and I want to see them restored.
He made it his own in 2019, creating the Lucas Schoolhouse.
The thing that we lack the most as artists is time and space. And if I can encourage artists to use those gifts that I believe God has given them, then I think that that's a part of human flourishing. The physical work of taking a raw stone and making it into something beautiful is one thing, but also working with individuals who have their own desires, their own passions, their own dreams, working with them and helping them realize those dreams.
It's become a home for artists and sculptors.
It's intended to be set up as individual artist workspaces.
Moeller doesn't want this type of niche artwork to die. His fears came close, though, when a fire swarmed the church last week, destroying the artist's workspace.
And there's some woodwork, there's some nice raw materials for wood, like for wood sculpture, and a lot of those got burned up.
The gallery wasn't touched, yet a part of their space is now missing.
It's a devastating loss.
Just like time and time before, though, Moeller is sparked with creativity, striving to turn this situation and make something new.
The hope that I had has been knocked down and set back for sure, but I think the hope is still there.
Now, there is a GoFundMe to raise $250,000 to rebuild this space. If you're interested in helping out or donating, go to our website, kck.com, and go to the section as seen in TV. Reporting live, Justina Coronel, 5 on your side.
Coming up, a bear sighting has people in parts of Franklin County on alert.
And later, bad luck at Annie Malone Crisis Center brings out the best in people. The generous donation making all the difference for kids.
I like it.
And we have more dry weather on the way for the next couple of days, but just in time for Father's Day, some badly needed rain will fall across parts of the bi-state region. We'll break down that timing coming up.
And a reminder as we head to break, the Grand Pride Parade marches down Market Street at noon on Sunday, June 25th. If you cannot make it in person, we'll stream it live on 5+, which is free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. For a list of Pride events and activities in the St. Louis area this month, text the word Pride to 314-425-5355. We'll send you a link.